and welcome back to ArsenGirl Gaming. My name is Heather and I thank you for joining me for this very fun speed build. Yes, I am building an Airbnb house here. So basically a house that is kind of rented out for the holiday season. This is part of the Coming Home for Christmas collaboration with Dylan Sims. He will be touring all of the builds in the collab on Christmas Day live on his Twitch channel. The link is below in the description. Please feel free to go check it out or catch an instant replay if you're watching this after the fact, because everybody is bringing all the joy we can and then some to NewCrest. And this is my little piece of that. Basically, the whole idea behind this build for me was to build a house that was festive. I wanted a house that could be a family house. It is in the gallery, so you can download it if you want. I wanted it to be a family house. It is on a 30 by 20 lot, so it can fit on pretty much almost any lot out there. This one will take up pretty much the whole thing, but I wanted a house that anybody could use, anybody could play, but my idea behind it was as an Airbnb, not a traditional B&B, because this is a house people can actually live in, but an Airbnb. So if you just were looking for some holiday decked out style accommodations, this is the place to go. This house when it's finished, I should say, will have 4 bedrooms, 3 upstairs and 1 on the main floor. It has 2 bathrooms, so you do have to share, but that is pretty typical in an Airbnb. I stayed in one in London with a bunch of other simmers. Hey guys, miss you all, for several days, and we literally shared 4 bedrooms and 1 teeny tiny little water closet for using the facilities, and then a little shower room, and we made it happen. So anybody with any size family can make this one happen, because the bathrooms are spacious and decked out, and there are 2 of them. There's also a little massage room. There's an area to do your yoga. There is a workout room. There's a little hidden laundry room. So keep an eye on the speed build to see where I tucked that away. Oh God, this roof was killing me. I don't even want to talk about this roof. This roof was killing me, but I love how the finished product ended up. So hopefully you will too. But yeah, so there's a workout room. There's a little library area with some bubble blowing happening, and some chess. So if people just want to relax and chillax a little bit, they can do so. The underneath the house is right for a big old basement. I thought about putting in like a bowling alley or something down there, but I thought that might be a bit too much. But if you download it and want to do it, go for it, because there's plenty of room that can be excavated down there. And it has patios galore, both front and back, because you know I like my patio, my outdoor living areas. I really want a house with a big front porch. If anybody has noticed that pretty much every build I do has a front porch of some sort. I don't know what it is. Maybe one day I will actually have my big front porch where I can put a swing and rockers. But until then, I just keep doing it in The Sims. And yeah, so I was building this house and I wasn't sure of the style that it was going to end up being. So it's a really interesting combination, in my opinion. The body of it kind of feels like 1970s-ish, like you would go kind of find this house in an older neighborhood, when everybody was trying to be a little bit funkier with how the houses were built, with big skylights and soaring roofs, but not quite yet to the whole open concept living that we have now. So there's a lot of compartmentalized areas, a lot of hallways, things are kind of closed off to one another, but it works. And I think the skylights over the main kitchen family room area will let in a lot of nice light when it is not winter time, and I will be touring this house, spoiler alert, under a snow cover because this is, of course, for the Christmas holidays. And since Seasons came out this year, it would be a travesty not to have some snow surrounding this house. I did make a deliberate, conscious effort to not go too overboard with the holiday decorations, meaning upstairs in the bedrooms and things, I didn't put any holiday decorations out. And that is deliberate because when I decorate my house for the holidays, I typically do not put any Christmas decorations or otherwise in any of the bedrooms. I mean, sometimes I'll put like candles in the window, something like that that's outward facing, but we typically don't decorate anything but the common areas. So that's kind of what I was doing here inside of the house as well. And I wanted, though, the areas that were decorated to feel festive, you know, and I used a color scheme that I don't typically use. Here you can just see I really wanted this front area that will later turn into the library to be the garage. But I still don't have the magic of working with the different foundation heights and the terrain quite to the point where I can do that. So I end up building a garage all by itself off to the side. And so you can see here, it's a little tight, but it works. But my idea was originally to have that main garage area be part of the house. Someday, we may actually be able to have garages in our house that don't have raised foundations. I am hopeful about that. I could have done the roof trick to make the driveway kind of slope up, but I really did end up liking the way this turned out. I think this, I always kind of judge my builds on if I would want a family to play in it or if I'm just going to upload it and walk away. And this is definitely one that I want to play in because I really ended up falling in love with how this house is. I would probably tweak it a little bit if I wasn't going to make it an Airbnb and I was actually going to have a family move into it for my own purposes. But I had to kind of make some decisions that would lend itself to being a successful Airbnb because I definitely wanted the owners to make money off of it if they rented it out. And I think this is doable because I think I figured out there's like sleeping for 9. Let me do the math in my head. So we're gonna end up with 3 beds in one room, 2 beds in another, and then 2 double beds. So yeah, so 9 people can sleep in this house easily. There's enough room that you could have roll-out beds or hide beds and couches. You could turn the library into another bedroom. You could turn the massage room into another bedroom. So, theoretically, you could have the entire extended family under one roof for the holiday if you wanted to go to NewCrest and rent an extended stay location, I guess. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but like I was kind of thinking about a winter version of what my family does in the summer. We go to a little town in northern Ohio, and it's called Port Clinton, and we stay at this, like, I don't want to say it wrong. It's like an old, I want to say Protestant or Lutheran, I can't remember off the top of my head, but this like neighborhood, and it's called Lakeside, and basically all the houses there are like 100 years old. Some are gigantic, some are tiny, some have been torn down and built new like this guy, but basically they're all different styles, all different shapes, but they share one commonality, and that is They're typically used in the summertime as homes rented out to families and otherwise that want to come take advantage of the Lakeside neighborhood, because Lakeside is a gated neighborhood. It has shops, it has restaurants, it's on Lake Erie, it's got a swimming pool, workout facilities, tennis courts, they do concerts there, it has a church. It has a school because there are actually people that live there year round. Like, it's all this like little self-contained oasis. And this was the first summer in years that I haven't gone and spent any time at Lakeside. I was kind of sad about that. So the whole time I was kind of building this, I was thinking about Lakeside and thinking about how my family will typically rent a place at Lakeside, either like at Labor Day or Memorial Day, sometimes 4th of July, where all of us that don't actually own property up there will go and stay together under one roof. So it's like my brother and his family and my family, and then my uncle and his kids and their families. And, you know, sometimes there can be over 20 of us in a single house, and some rooms have bunk beds, which we don't have in the Sims yet, so I couldn't add bunk beds, but some rooms have bunk beds for the kids. Some take advantage of attic space. I mean, every little square inch of the house is utilized to make this like location where you would want to bring your family and hang out. And it has all the amenities. It's fully decked out. It's usually got laundry, it's got cable, internet, it's got all the dishes, it's got, you have to bring like your own toilet paper and paper towels and your own laundry detergent and stuff. But they have like a cleaning company that comes through and cleans up after you, and you can go take advantage of all that the whole area has to offer. But you don't have to worry about it because it's not really your house. And if everybody pitches in, then it works out really well. So anyway, that was kind of what was in the back of my mind if you want to know why I built this house the way I did. I kind of took it a step further than the house is Lakeside, just because I thought, why not put in a gym? Why not put in a massage area? I mean, if the people renting this Airbnb are probably going to have some cash, some simoleons on them. So, you know, they could go out and hire a masseuse to come in and give massages for the day, you know, and that's not unheard of. And there's also even a little spa sauna area so that people can, you know, come back and relax after a long walk in the snow. No pool, of course, because this is winter themed. So that was kind of my take on that. And that's why I added I wanted some like amenity areas inside, some places where different family members could gather and do stuff. And then, you know, I'll lay out like this giant table so everybody can eat together. And here I'm just like playing with the terrain tools because I was like, I don't need to build on just flat ground anymore. So let's go ahead and give this a little dimension. And I'm still not really good with the terrain tools, so it was just a matter of playing with it and kind of seeing how they worked out and what I ended up with. And I was pleased with how it ended up at the end. It definitely looks more realistic than just always having it on solid ground. And especially once the snow flies, it looks fantastic. So, and I also wanted to have this little pond here in the backyard area so that people that if the weather was nice and not snowy, if people are sitting out on the back porch, they can enjoy that. I went with this like red and black theme for the majority of the first floor and some other parts of the house as well, just because it's not a traditional Christmas thing, but I just kind of wanted to do that. I wanted to kind of make the outdoors more traditional while the indoors was a little bit more modern, a little bit more funky, because I feel like the people that bought this house bought it and renovated it. It's definitely not in its 70s glory with the shag carpet and the olive, you know, dishes or whatever that it may have sported once upon a time. So I kind of wanted to take that idea and like say, hey, this has been renovated. This is now a vacation home. This is going to be a little bit more avant-garde, maybe a little bit more modern, but still homey. Like, I don't want it to feel cold and not welcoming, which is why I went with these wood walls, kind of give you that log cabin feel. it was just a mishmash. And as I was building it, I mean, I think it took like 6 hours to build this thing. I just kept tweaking it. I just kept tweaking like my vision of it, I guess I would say, not really the house itself. Though I do go back and do a little bit of changes. Like this first floor, even though the exterior, the common rooms are a little bit more fancy, I really wanted, or more, not fancy, but what's the word I'm looking for? A little bit more modern. I wanted that master bedroom to feel a little bit more cabin-like. And so that was kind of the idea behind that. And then each of the bedrooms upstairs have their own little theme. So I went with this one with the kind of little girls in mind, or more feminine touch. And then I have the bed with the wooden stuff that's kind of more rustic, and it's going to be, you know, kind of more sedate colors. And then I went with the boys or twin room, kind of going with that woody feel again as well. I just wanted everything to be very much, hey, I've got the pink room, or hey, I've got the green room, or I'm in the blue room, or I claim this room. And, you know, that was the whole impetus behind all of it. So I really, the whole time I was building this, kind of kept envisioning my family, all of us pulling up to the house, fighting over who's going to park their car where, and claiming the bedrooms. Though in my case, we try to claim bedrooms, but the older generation, being like my parents, my uncle, and my aunt, they usually figure out months ahead of time what room is going to which family, or who's staying where, because it's all based on like who has kids and who needs this number of beds and who needs to sleep this amount of people. And you know, you don't really have a whole lot of say, which doesn't always make everybody happy, but it's necessity, because otherwise it would just be bedlam. If you've ever watched a Real Housewives show and you've watched them go and claim rooms, you kind of have an idea what I'm talking about, because people get batty over the rooms they choose. So anyway, so that was the idea behind that. And then you'll see here, I took these little areas in between the skylights and turned them into, one of them is the massage room, very simple, just you're in there for a massage. And the other one is the bathroom, the main bathroom. And I try to give the water closet a little bit of privacy. You'll see me struggle a little bit because the way the roof is, I couldn't actually do a full wall. Spoiler alert again, I end up doing like a half wall up there. And as I was building it, I just kept jumping all around. Like I had ideas of what I wanted, and then I would go off, and my ADHD was kicking in hardcore. Because I'd be working on something, and then I'd walk away, and then I would go down, and like here, I was working on the amenity areas. And I'm upstairs, downstairs, I'm doing the library, I'm gonna do the workout room. Like, how do I want all of this stuff? And I wanted it all to fit. My idea originally with the treadmill, I wanted it to go upstairs where I have the yoga going on, and I wanted you to be able to look out that sliding door at the scenery outside. But that didn't end up working out too well, so you'll see that I ended up just turning that front office space into a workout facility with all the stuff that anybody needs to get a good workout in while they're on vacation, burn off some of that calories. And then this little library / game room, you can play some chess, you can smoke some hookah or some bubbles if you prefer. You can read a book and get a little smarter. And yeah, so that was, you know, my ode to amenities. I didn't want to go too far out. Like I really did think about doing, you know, basketball and doing bowling, putting on an ice skating rink and stuff like that. But in the lot size that I'm working with, I just didn't feel that that would be beneficial to anybody. So I kind of made do, and I really, again, always had in the back of my mind, like one of our houses that we rent. So I didn't really want to go too crazy, because the crazier you go, the more it costs to rent it. Obviously, the more amenities, the more expensive things get. And I did want to keep like the furnishings and stuff sort of simple. I didn't do too much clutter either. I did a little bit, but I didn't do too much because a rental house would not have a ton of clutter, because everything that is clutter in a rental house can end up as something that's broken. And you want to minimize how many things you have to fix or replace. So I just very specifically did not do very much clutter at all. I did a little bit, and I did this stuff. Okay, so this is the beginning. Did you see where I just hid that box of decorations? That's the beginning of our hidden area. So keep an eye out for that later. But yeah, so the idea was really rental / home, but not too much stuff that would cause any kind of landlord to have a mental breakdown having to fix everything, because I would just imagine that would be a nightmare. I've never been a landlord, so I'm only speaking to what I think about. But I do know that some of the houses we've stayed in, they have like signs: do not use the fireplace, do not open this cabinet, do not run the sink in this bathroom, things like that. So I'm assuming that, you know, those are in response to things having been broken in the past. So yeah, that was kind of the thought on that. And now I'm going to start placing some decorations outside. The terrain kind of made a lot of things that I wanted to do not work because things were floating. And so I really struggled with that. Hopefully over the next year or so, while I'm learning more about how to take advantage of the terrain tools, I'll be able to make things work better, or learn from you guys how to make things work better. But for right now, I kind of like these luminaries here. I just kind of gave up on them and kept them on the one side. But I wasn't unhappy with how it worked out. I do think it ended up coming up really, really cute. I love how the lighting is. I loved how inviting it looked. And I could just imagine a family like pulling up to this house going, oh my gosh, we get to stay here for 4 or 5 days. Like, this is amazing. And I mean, I'm really excited to see what else is in the collab, because NewCrest is going to be nuts up in here after everybody's up. Because I have a little inkling on some of the things that are coming. And yeah, so my house is going to be fairly tame compared to some of the other stuff in the collaboration. And I'm kind of glad about that, because I really was going for simple and sweet. I'm not going to say anymore. I don't want to spoil it. I definitely want you to be able to watch and see what your takeaway is on it. But I was really happy with how this came out ultimately. And I hope you enjoyed this peek at this. And I do hope you will go and hang out with Dylan while he tours the houses on Christmas Day. And like I said to those of you that might be tuning in after Christmas, he should have it on his video on demand on his Twitch channel. So his Twitch link is in my description below. So go check it out, because some of the other things that are being created are just like, I can't even. I wish I had the kind of imagination some of my friends have, because my friends can come up with some very crazy things, and I'm just left speechless, just speechless. And, you know, that, if you guys know me, is not an easy feat, because obviously I like to talk a lot. And I know right now I'm kind of babbling a lot, but I thought I would talk through this. Sometimes I just do audio and let you watch the build, but this, I don't know. I just had so much fun with this house, and I just wanted to kind of talk about why and how much I loved it and what made me love it so much and all of that. But that being said, I also want to talk a little bit about the holidays. I'd love to hear in the comments below like what you guys are doing for the holidays, if you celebrate Christmas or if you celebrate other winter holidays instead. Do you travel? Do you stay at home? Do you have family over to your house? Do you go to somebody's house? I know that this is my first year in a decade and a half being down south where it's warm, or I should say living down south where it's warm for Christmas. I've come down here to visit a couple times over those years, but being away from the majority of my family, which is up north, celebrating the holiday, you know, it's kind of making me sad. It's been a very, very stressful 2 months for me in my everyday life, and I've been really struggling with that and struggling to get into the holiday spirit. And I know a lot of people struggle with the holidays and being in that mindset. And I don't want to discount anybody who has had issues with that. And if you need someone to talk to, I'm always around. But I want to hear like about what you guys are doing, what you guys are planning, what you think about the holidays. Did you do a holiday build for the Sims, in any of the Sims, free play, Sims mobile, sorry, I just hit my hand on the desk, Sims 4, Sims 3? If you did, head over to my Facebook page and share with me pictures or links to your videos, things that you've created, because I would love to see it. And heck, for that matter, if you've created anything holiday related in any other medium, be it artwork or another game or whatever, I would love to see it. Let's come together and share what we can of these winter holidays with one another. And then those of us that maybe are a little stressed, a little sad, a little homesick, will have a little bit of an alleviation of that feeling, because I mean, we're all together in this and we're all one big community. And you know, I love you guys, and without you, doing this would not be nearly the fun that it is. And you know, I know that it's hard, and I know that it's, for some people, it's like this is the best time of the year and they embrace it and they go full steam and everything's wonderful. And for some people, it's one of the hardest times of the year. And I want you to know that I recognize that, and that I appreciate that, and I appreciate that you're taking the time out to hang out with me, to watch this video of this build, to watch the collaboration if you do that. Just being a part of my community, of my world, means so much. And I just want you to know how much I care about you. I may not get a chance to ever meet you face to face or do much more than respond to your comments on my YouTube channel or on my Facebook or Twitter, however it is, but I want to always be that person that does try to connect with you guys, because I do this because of you guys. I do this on a weekly basis because of you. You guys bring so much joy to me and so much encouragement, and you allow me to have this creative outlet to do things like this video. And I've made so many amazing friends over the course of my almost 2 years with my channel. And I know I'm getting mushy, and I'm sorry, but I love you, and I just want you to know that I love you. And while I may never have met you person, I may never have even talked to you or had a response to a comment or heard from you in any way, you are very special to me and very important to me. And I am so eternally thankful to have your support and to have you play even a small part in my life. So yeah, I'm getting a little emotional here. So I guess I just want to end it on that. I just want to say thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. I promise you that I will always, always be thankful for you. And if nothing else, my Christmas wish this year is that for my community to have the best year that they could ever imagine as we enter 2019. That we can all just give each other grace and compassion and understanding and love, no matter what we are facing in our lives. That we support one another, and we make 2019 just that year where we say, you know what, we're going to let love win, and that's all there is to it. We're going to lock out some of this nasty stuff that's in the world, and we're just going to hold on tight to one another, and we're going to bring smiles to people's faces, And yeah, that's what I hope I do. I hope I bring a little bit of a smile to your face when you come and watch anything on my channel. Might give a little grimaces there sometimes when you see what I create, but you know, that's how it is. So you guys, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up, let you take a photographic tour of the finished product. But before I do, if you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up, let me know you watched. Of course, if you'd like to see more and you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe, ring the bell, let YouTube know you like notifications when I post anything new on the channel. I promise I don't get mushy like this all the time. And okay, here you guys go. Here is the photographic walkthrough. I hope you enjoyed it. Merry Christmas and happy holidays to all of you.